Listening to Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez talk about her life is like walking into a warm, cozy home full of treasures, big and small, each with a story worth telling. As the VP for Sales and Business Development of Philux, one of the leading furniture manufacturers in the Philippines, Stephanie has mastered the art of keeping everything in check, having been exposed to the family business at such a young age. Today on Leading Women, we learn more about Stephanie's journey in detail, from her early childhood years to being a full-time mom and an effective businesswoman who's always on top of her game.
Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez, welcome to Leading Women.
Hi Angel, thanks for having me.
The pleasure is ours.
It's
Thank
such an
you for
honor.
saying yes. Congratulations also, you just had another baby, another girl.
Yes, my second daughter, about 3 months ago actually on Friday.
How has it been? How has life been taking care of two beautiful daughters?
It's
Adorable
been so
kids.
fulfilling. I forgot what it's like.
Because your eldest
my
is...
eldest is 4 years old already. Now another infant in the household. It's really enriching. I'm in full mother mode right now.
Was it always like that? I know you come from a family of two girls as well.
Yes,
So,
yes.
do you look to your mom, you ask your mom for advice, or what has she
My mom
shared
is
with
so
you?
nurturing, so I definitely look up to her for all the motherhood tips, but I have also my way of doing things, and I try to just find a good balance.
Share with us your parenting style and your mom's parenting style.
I like to think I'm nurturing, just like my mom. I hope so. But I want to foster their independence at the same time. I'm very happy that our firstborn, Andrea, is quite independent.
Do you remember to be as independent as your daughter?
Me, yes. I kind of have a strong personality. So I always knew what I wanted and where I wanted to go. So we'll see if Andrea has the same direction.
Knowing what you wanted to do and knowing where to go when your mom would take you to the factory or would take you to the showroom, would you have some fond memories of what it was like? What were you interested in? Where would you stay in any corner of the showroom?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's exactly it. It was me accompanying my mom. It was fun, but at the same time, I was exposed to the business at such a young age. I remember actually even assisting a client when I was 10 years old. I think I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And I had the guts to assist the client and sell the product. And my mom was in the back just observing me and just, I think laughing at what I was doing. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it because I believed in it, and it was something my mom was doing and something I was proud of. So it was nice to be involved, even at a young age.
That must have made you feel good and made you want to tag along.
I would tag along with my mom and my dad as well in the production, because he would handle the production arm and he would take me with him and show me the machines, and obviously that's more of a boy thing, but I was intrigued, intrigued at how things were made.
Growing up, did you see yourself doing something else and just seeing working for Philux, your family furniture business, as like on the side or a hobby?
Well, I was very much into performing arts. So if I had not got into the family business, I would have probably pursued a career in performing arts. Graduated from college with my bachelor degree, and I was living in New York at the time, and I was juggling, between these two decisions. Should I go home and join the family business, or should I start my career in New York? And of course, the New York portion was so enticing to me.
But in New York, your course was it similar? I know
Well,
political science.
I took up economics and political science. And I did not take up interior design. My sister Jessica, who spearheads the production research and development team, she's the one who took up design. But for some reason, I decided, I was more inclined to go home. Love as an excuse, because my husband, my then boyfriend was based in Manila. And I decided to come home and join the family business and see how it would fit me and how I could help out. And I'm happy I made that decision in hindsight.
When you first came home and you decided to join the family business,
Yes.
what was that like? How happy were your parents?
They were happy. I was happy too, but it was a challenge, obviously. Coming from abroad, I was used to a different pace, a different working environment and culture. I was young and impatient, obviously. I wanted things done quickly, and I learned that in time, patience and perseverance is what gets you to where you want to be. And so when I started, I was mostly involved with sales and marketing, but my parents were so particular about me knowing the business from the ground up. So they didn't really give me a to-do list every day. They said, you got to feel the business. You have to orient yourself. Go on the production floor, go to the carpentry section, the sanding, the finishing, upholstery, the admin office, learn from the retail and sales team. That really encouraged me to kind of tackle different things, different departments, things I wasn't so comfortable doing. But then that gave me also a better appreciation of the product and the people behind the brand. So
And
that
now
was
you're
good.
more exposed to what your parents were doing while you were in New York.
Well, not exactly. So now I'm handling more of the operations side of the business. Fun, a few headaches, but nothing that's not exciting on a day-to-day basis.
As a little girl, her parents would take her to work often. Stephanie found herself falling in love with the works of Philux after each and every visit. With an eye for detail and a passion for stylish but functional furniture, Stephanie continued her parents' legacy and joined the growing business. When Leading Women returns, let's listen in on how Stephanie perfects functional works of art that are perfect for every Filipino home. Philux is far from being a typical furniture store, as it carries high quality and sophisticated pieces that represent Filipinos' ingenuity. With Philux gathering 37 sturdy years in the industry, Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez is beyond proud of the family collaboration and of the local craftsmanship it chooses to champion. Despite the many changes Philux has undergone, one thing is sure to remain. It will always be a business that hits close to heart and to home.
It's very personal to us at the end. Jessica does the design side of it, but I'm still involved in the creatively. Just the ideas on how we will conceptualize our new product line, everything from our travels to our style, to how we feel, to our moods. Are reflected, right, in our showrooms. But primarily, we're a proudly Filipino company that celebrates local craftsmanship. So we always add a touch of Filipino to what we do. Yeah.
Philux has been in the furniture business for more than
37 years.
37, wow, 37
years
wow.
to be exact.
That's
Yes.
a long time, and the style probably of the furniture from the style of your parents has now evolved into your style, your
Yes.
sister's style.
Yes.
Walk us through the 37 years.
Wow, there's a lot to walk through. So it started with export in the 80s, and that's why Philux actually stands for Philippine Luxury. And it was handicrafts mostly. And in the 90s, my dad took over a solid wood manufacturing company. It really started as a mom and pop, and we just grew slowly but surely. And we opened our first retail outlet in '97. And since then have focused entirely on the local market.
Is the taste of the Filipino when it comes to furniture, how has it changed? Or how has it evolved?
We were very conservative before. We said it's time to shake things up a bit and let's try to make something fresh and dynamic, something we don't see everywhere. Surprisingly enough and luckily enough, people have responded well to that. So although we have the classic pieces, for any conservative person, the sleigh bed sign, it'll never go out of style.
Yes.
But then
So durable even.
but for the younger, let's say the younger crowd who wants to try something new and have a piece in brass wood finish or copper finish, we have that option as well. So we want to kind of broaden that spectrum a bit.
Stephanie draws inspiration from her travels and from fashion, creating showrooms that reflect styles and themes the world appreciates. Found in key locations around the metro, including Rockwell, Shangri-La, and North EDSA, Philux has indeed come a long way in crafting furniture for any kind of living space. And because of Stephanie's special bond with her sister Jessica, who's brilliant at design, the two of them continue to come up with furniture pieces that are both unique, stylish, and comfortable.
It's really a family collaboration. It's a family affair when everyone is together.
We definitely all have a say in what the Philux brand is. And that's something I've been really working on in the last couple of years, has been sticking true to what we're known for, but also just adding that extra freshness to it, I hope.
What would you say is the brand of Philux now? That you mentioned that you're adding a certain freshness, a different touch to it.
We want to be known to be local, because at the end of the day, that's the heart and soul of the company. We make everything locally. We try to source locally. So the local aspect is very important to us, but we want to be international in terms of design, in terms of service, and we also strive to be of good value, because at the end of the day, we want to be an inclusive brand where you feel at home here. We want people to come in and not feel like it's too contrived in Philux. It has to feel homey, and obviously competitive in pricing is so important, right? So these are the things we strive for.
What do you look for when it comes to furniture or pieces for the home? I know you have a very discriminating and a very chic, and your eye for detail is on point.
Thank you. I appreciate beautiful spaces. I appreciate old architecture and also modern architecture. But what I find myself doing is really just stepping in and just breathing the space in, like breathing it in, taking it all in, and trying to notice the things that I like and the things that I would do better.
And then you take those memories with you, that experience.
I try to take the experience with me and or ideas, get inspired by ideas and bring it back home. And that's the beauty of having a manufacturing arm, is that you have that creative freedom to do things and to experiment and to make mistakes, but just to try new things all the time and to keep things dynamic.
Making mistakes, how do you deal with them? How do you deal with something, I should have done this instead.
Yeah,
Maybe next time I'll do this.
I always believe in the 3 steps forward, 2 steps back approach. So, expect the unexpected and expect to fall and take that as a learning experience. It was harder before, when I would make mistakes and I was a bit younger and I didn't have the patience for that. But now I really take it as as part of my learning curve. And I actually use my mistakes as an example to my team as well and say, this is something you can learn from. So what would you do differently? And that spurs new ideas and questions and we try to improve things that way.
With Philux Home, Little Philux, and Philux Fix, Stephanie has found more and more tasks to do on the daily. How exactly does she manage to tick everything off her to-do list while being a full-time wife and mother? We'll find out from Stephanie when Leading Women returns. Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez home is first and foremost a welcoming space, much like each Philux store in the country. With her 4-year-old already picking out fabric and arranging the furniture at times, Stephanie admits that she's made the right decision in joining the company that has been her second home right from the beginning.
If you were to describe your home towards a word, what would that be?
Word. I don't have a word, but it definitely, I want it to be welcoming. While, I do like a very fixed home, I'm kind of OC with my organizing. I want people to feel comfortable there and welcome there, and I want them to be able to be barefoot and walk around and feel at ease. And that's why we like hosting, because we want people to just linger and not to feel contrived.
And that's pretty much the feel of every
And warm.
Philux store, every Philux home.
Yes.
You come in, you want to hang out, you feel at home.
Warmth, I guess. That's
The
also
warmth.
another word. I like that. I want people to touch the pieces, to experience them, to sit on them. At the end of the day, right, you can make a beautiful chair design, but if it's not comfortable, I don't think you're going to find the time to, or you're going to find any time to sit on it, right? So comfort and functionality is as well important elements in a home.
We've been talking about the home, your home. How do you do that? How do you separate or draw the line when it's family time and it's time to work?
Oh, that's $1 million question. I still, things have to work a bit differently here. You work directly with the family, you're with them every day, and you just kind of need to know how to separate, the working environment from quality family time, and that's always a challenge for family businesses, I think. Nowadays, also with how things are so connected, I feel that it's all the more difficult to switch off. But having said that, I have 2 little children, and I want to make sure that I'm the best mother I could be to them. And to do that, I need to make sure I do switch off from time to time, and it's our time. And so I try to really carve out those hours and leave my phone away for a short bit.
Don't you get tempted to look at the chart
I
minutes?
know, it's terrible nowadays.
But what is quality time for you and your family? How do you spend it? What do you enjoy doing?
Oh my gosh, we can do anything from, cooking meals at home and just being at the table and talking about our day. Meals together are always really nice. It's always a nice time to sit down and just chat and catch up.
Do you talk about work when it's family time?
Before the children, I feel that we didn't know how to separate work and family life as well as we do now. Now they're they're a fun distraction to have. When they're around, it's like, oh, no more work. So it's been great. It's been great.
You've talked about your parents, your relationship. You've talked about your sister, about Stephanie. The time for you.
I think you think less about yourself when you become a mom, right? Your priorities change, and for the better, I think. But I do think that carving out that 1 hour of exercise is so important, or that manicure and pedicure on occasion. That's very important because you want to be the best person you can be, and in order to be that, you need to be relaxed and you need to be happy, right? So time management is so important, and knowing that, hey, you deserve that little hour.
It's really nice that I talk to you now, and I know how busy you are from your stories, and I know you're juggling so many things, but you're
Yes.
still so cool, so composed, so relaxed.
It's a work in progress.
Pretty much like your mom. So cool, so relaxed.
I'm a bit less relaxed than my mom. I'm a fire sign. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but yes, I'm very lucky. I have a great support system. My parents are around. They guide us well. I think when we have problems, my husband is around as well, and like I said, he's my unpaid consultant, and he really guides me when I need that extra push or that extra support. So I'm blessed in that sense and very grateful to them.
When you think of the words leading women, Stephanie, what comes to mind?
Oh my, I'm so honored. I still can't believe I'm here. What comes to mind is are women that are independent, that know what they want, that have a cause, work hard for something, and that balance out all these different facets, from motherhood to work, fashion, interior design. There's so many things you can do, and a leading woman to me is someone who lives a purposeful life, someone who lives a life beyond yourself also, and a meaningful one.
Living a more purposeful, more meaningful life. You are a leading woman.
Thank you, Angel.
From her actual house to the home she has made at Philux, Stephanie Kienle Gonzalez is building a life that's full of purpose and meaning. As Philux continues to grow and offer more pieces that can make any house feel more like a home, Stephanie also grows as a dedicated businesswoman and mother, independent and strong. Stephanie knows exactly what she wants in life and what to do to achieve it. A fearless trait that makes her all the more a leading woman.